So when we left you last, we were in Oklahoma. We had originally had plans to make a trip up to Indiana to have our fifth wheel worked on. And we got to watching the weather forecast in that area and decided that the best thing to do was to head south and reschedule for a later time this year. So join us on this trip as we head out and make our way across the country down to Biloxi, Mississippi to Cajun RV Park. On this trip, we had a bit of a long ride getting through Louisiana and ended up staying at a Harvest Host. It was a Sunday, so we didn't get to visit Chenault Aviation Museum, but I would highly recommend going back. They actually had some electrical hookups for the RVs out there in the lot, and it looked like a really cool place that we'd like to go back and visit at some point in time. One of the things that we always found value in on YouTube was to get a ride through of different parks. So this little segment, we're going to take you on a ride through of Cajun RV Park in Biloxi, Mississippi. As you can see on my right, this is the area in the back of the park where they have their playground, a pavilion, have the swimming pool, and where the campers parked out there is the check-in. We found it to be a great location for everything that we wanted to do on the Gulf Coast. Number one, it was a whole lot warmer than where we were at. The day before we left Oklahoma, we had winds of 50 and 60 mile-an-hour gusts with sustained winds in the 20s and 30s. And the bad thing was when we woke up that morning, the temperature was 18 degrees. So we were very anxious to find us somewhere warmer to be in. Cajun RV Park was nice enough and had an opening for 7 days that answered that need for us. The only downside to this park, it was a very loud park. Between the train, at the back of the park, the fire trucks and the ambulances that ran from the fire station close by, there was also a go-kart track, and as spring break was just getting started, they were constantly blowing whistles, running go-karts, or early in the morning blowing the track off, getting ready to start their day. And then across the street from us was a motel, and people went in and out of that place pretty much all day and all night. So would highly recommend going down there. Just be aware that it's a little bit noisy when it's wide open and it's the peak of the season. As you can see by these clips, had a really nice, fairly new boardwalk that went for a couple of miles down the beach. We had easy access to it with our new Pedigo electric bikes. Love riding up down the beach. Got to do some metal detecting up down through there. We got some really good pictures of the area. It was just generally nice to be back in warmer weather with shorts on again. Of course, no trip to Biloxi is complete without having to go to the casinos. We made a trip one afternoon down to Margaritaville, had dinner there, and then made our way over to Hard Rock and to the Golden Nugget to donate our money. After having a really good visit in Cajun RV Park and getting some warmer weather, we were making our way back across over toward Georgia to meet up with some friends. So we made a short trip across, decided to have a couple of overnight stay to make our schedules work out. Part of our RPI membership was staying at a Pine Lake RV Park in Fountain, Florida. Didn't know much about the place. It seemed to be halfway on the way, so we made some quick reservations to stay there. Wasn't a lot to speak about. We didn't take a whole lot of pictures at this part, but we did find that Florida Caverns was right up the road from them. So we took the afternoon, hiked the trails of the Florida Caverns, got to see the area and visit. Highly recommend going to that park. We did not go down into the cavern itself because we had Jack with us, but we did get to experience a good many of the trails, and it was a nice outing to get out for the day and get some fresh air. Don and I really hope that you've enjoyed catching up with us on these trips, just kind of documenting our journey across the country. We hope that you'll continue to follow us along. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell to notify when we put out our next one. We promise they're going to get a little more regular. We're in Florida now and we'll be catching up with us soon. So until next time, we'll see you on the road.